Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano. Tonight, we are drinking Dunkin' coffee. I needed a more cheery coffee to talk about the subject that we're going to get into here in just a couple minutes. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee together, go ahead and do so now, as this will be a lengthy discussion. However, I'm going to try and make this as lighthearted as possible. I know that these are stressful times, guys. They really are. Going into the grocery stores over the last week, keeping in mind that it has been holiday week and we know that there are a lot of stressful shoppers. I have seen so many people in parking lots driving like crazy, people not watching out for people. These are times where it may just be best to stay inside. Now, I guess if there's anything good to say about things like Amazon and different online shopping we can do these days, you don't have to deal with some of these stresses. However, I have to say, me and Jessica went out for Black Friday. Now, I won't say what stores we went to because we do have family members that watch the channel and don't want to give away any stores that we went to for Black Friday. I will say, the one I will say is we did go to Ollie's, right? And if you're shopping for kids, it's good to see all the different toys. Some things you can't find online. Ollie's is kind of like a big bargain hunt. A lot of different things that you can't find in other places you may be able to find at Ollie's. Plus, I always like looking at all the books. One thing I wanted to say is this time of year can be very stressful. As to where a lot of us enjoy the holidays to spend with family and friends and these things. Some of us don't have family and friends. And may I say that you are very welcome here on the channel. We have plenty of great people here on the channel that are always giving ideas on where to save money on food, clothing, all different kinds of different options. We have built this channel over the last few years with the sole purpose for everyone on this channel to help each other. As to where I push the best deals out there so that we can save as much money as possible. Our main goal is to make sure that everybody is able to have a good life and be able to afford to eat. Now, these times have gotten really crazy over the last couple years, and it's harder and harder to do that. We go through the grocery stores, and some of the things that I always see these days are grocery carts that barely have any food in them. People who know us from the channel come up and talk about different things that they've dealt with, and people come up and say some pretty, nice things, but some pretty sad things. The other day someone was talking about, their family members and stuff like that they haven't been able to see them in a long time. And these are the sad things that a lot of people have to deal with during the holidays. If you've lost loved ones, it's got to be very hard to deal with the holidays. And believe me, our thoughts and prayers are with you in all of this. We get people from all over the world who comment on how hard it is just being able to eat these days. It's the reason why we do this every day. You guys give me motivation to go out to the stores and find the best deals, to at least keep you in the know and keep you aware of what's going on. The best deal this week could be the worst deal next week. It's just the way the feathers fly these days, for lack of a better term. But this video tonight is basically just a comfort video, a video that we can just talk about things and talk about some of the different things going on. We're not going to talk about food shortages. We're not going to talk about price increases, although it is present in this day. It's something that we just need to kind of reflect on things and realize how good we do have it in some ways. When you look at things and you think everything's kind of caving in and everything's getting bad and stressful and, you're really stressing out on things, always remember that somebody probably has it worse, and it's the one thing that I always think about during the Thanksgiving time is that there's always somebody that has it worse, and we have a lot to be thankful for. I wake up every morning and I count my blessings that I have me, I have my wife, I have my family and friends and everything. I get up, I get my coffee and I get going. My main motivation to doing what I do is to try and bring happiness as much as I can. I know a lot of this is not all rainbows and unicorns, trying to provide more entertainment into the channel so that it doesn't sound so doom and gloom. But at the same time, a lot of what we're doing here is just 100% information that we need to know. Over the last few months, we've been talking a lot about stocking up on things, just to make sure that you have stuff set aside in case a bad event ever happens. With looming events overseas, with different things going on that we don't really know, even if you're hearing it on the news, it may not be 100% true. The not knowing, like I always say, is the knowing that we need to make sure that we have a little bit of stuff set aside. And I know some people disagree with me. Some people say, well, you need to have a year's worth of food. Not everybody can do that. It's good to set aside, enough to at least last you a month of what you think you would eat. And then if it ever came down to it, at that point, you can start rationing things and stretch it as much as you can. Hopefully, if something like that happens, we're going into winter here, guys. We're going into winter. It's going to get cold. One of our viewers just said they got 5 inches of snow in Kansas. Chances are it's heading this way. I think we're supposed to get some flurries and stuff here tonight. And these are times where I'm glad that me and Jessica are well prepared that if we have to stay in for a couple days, we're good to go. We're good to go. We got a El Nino winter coming. The thing about El Nino is we never really know what's going to happen. We're expecting tons of rain this winter in the south, which we don't seem to know exactly what it's going to cause in the middle America here, or the Midwestern states or the north. One thing, if you're up north, you're probably going to get a lot of snow. I mean, that just happens every year. So it's always good to be prepared for any kind of situation. Now, before I say anything else, we're going to take a sip of this coffee. Here's Frank. Everybody say hi, Frank. The patriotic bald eagle there. America. I'll tell you what. It has been one crazy year. I've kind of was going to just do this video as kind of a reflection video. As to where we always try to bring useful facts to you. This is really just kind of my opinion on everything and what's going on with us. Me and Jessica are very excited to doing what we're doing. We love being able to do what we're doing on the channel here. And, we're getting forward to the holiday season. Jessica has decorated this place like crazy. And, a lot of people, one thing that kind of always gets me is people come up and say, oh, why do you decorate so much? Why do you decorate, even before Thanksgiving? Well, Jessica brought up an interesting point. These are kind of stressful times. It's kind of depressing. And when we can put, some lights up, we can put our trees up, everything looks beautiful for a couple months. And it kind of takes our minds off of some of the gloominess around. And one thing I have noticed is driving around the neighborhoods at night, there are a lot more people that have up Christmas lights this year than I think I've seen in a long time. We actually have a house that is down the street. They haven't put up anything over the last couple years. We thought they moved out. Their house used to just be all decked out. They have all kinds of different statues or, different air... excuse me. The ones that fill up with air and stuff, all different kinds. The Grinch, all different kinds of Christmas decorations. It's been a couple years since they did that. And I realized they did that the other day, and I'm wondering, because I thought they moved out. And we drove past and we're like, yeah, all right, they got it all out here. I think people are doing things now to try and cheer themselves up. It has been depressing times. It really has. It really has. So many people that, and who can blame anybody? Prices have gotten ridiculous on everything, not just food, cars, houses, rent, gas and electric. It's gotten pretty crazy. It really has. And as to where we're going to continue to do these things to keep you in the know of things, we're going to also throw in some things there to try and make some things exciting. We're going to check out different different Christmas decorations. We're going to look at some other things, we've had some comments over the last couple weeks to, asking us if we'll check out some of the different Christmas options at Walmart. I went to Big Lots today and I was going to check out some of the Christmas options, but we had a lot of comments for me wanting to check out some of the different grocery options, which now that prices have really gone up in a lot of different stores. Big Lots, is about the same price or more on some things, but they have a lot of stuff that are some okay deals. A lot of products that are maybe not their own products, but things that they get in that a lot of other stores don't get in. Plus, we found a lot of great holiday baking options at Big Lots today, which I know a lot of you guys will be excited to see. But, me and Jessica also want to kind of throw in some of our different exciting videos. Maybe do the Festival of Lights, maybe go to Kings Island and do the Winterfest, stuff like that. We're going to try and add some uplifting videos for you guys so that we can have some fun, and maybe take our minds off of some of this stuff sometimes. Now, as to where we'll always be doing the grocery videos and our coffee rants and everything else, I'd also like to add in some of the joy of what we can bring to the channel. We have a huge following now. Thank you all for being part of the channel, part of the adventure. And we just want to be able to give some back and provide some fun, in all of this. Now, as to where most of what we cover is not fun and games at all, we want to make sure that we're able to create some laughs and maybe some memories with you guys as well. I hope everyone has had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Me and Jessica have had a great time, had a couple days off here. Well, she has. I keep doing videos. I gotta say, though, when you love what you do, it's so awesome, the response that we get from everyone. We have such a great YouTube family on here. Thank you all for being part of what we're doing here. And, we do our best to try and make things as entertaining as possible while bringing the facts, right? We want to make sure that everything we're putting out here is 100% factual and honesty that comes out of us. Most of you who've been around for a long time on the channel here know that is what we are all about. And we are looking forward to this next year. And again, let me say that it's gonna keep getting tough, guys. It really is. It's gonna get tougher, but you know what? We're gonna get through this together. We have, over the last couple years, we have tackled a lot of these problems, different shortages, price increases, these things. We find ways around them. We find ways to save money on them. It's something to where I try to get these things done as fast as possible and out to you as fast as possible so that you don't have to do the thinking. I try to do the thinking for you. We have so many people that write their grocery list to our videos. Guys, I mean, that is awesome. That is so awesome. You don't know how good that makes me feel. People actually, you guys writing your grocery lists down to the things that we are showing in the stores. I mean, that is really cool. And we've had family members come up to us that are, they get their pens and their notepads and they're just ready for whatever store we go into. It is just, it's really cool. It's a really great feeling. And these are the things that keep me motivated to keep doing these things every day. It really is, guys. I mean, it means a lot to me, all of your kind comments. And, we get our fair amount of trolls on the channel here. I try to, some people can't make everybody happy, right? I do my best, but, sometimes sometimes the truth isn't easy to swallow, right? I mean, if it's, some people could say things that are one thing and they may be, that's how you feel, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Just know that what we're doing is making sure that everybody knows what's going on around here. I can only cover things that are on an everyday basis that are around here. Prices may be different in other places, but we can compare the rate of inflation. We can compare the rate of food prices because, yes, they are two different things. As to where inflation may be cooling, it is still inflation and it does not affect grocery prices. It may in some ways, but they're not the same thing. The CPI are numbers that are rated when you hear that on the mainstream news networks. That is not factoring in grocery prices, and it's not factoring in gas and electric or power, right? Those are the two things. Funny, ain't it? Oh boy. Yes. Good Dunkin' coffee. But anyway, guys, just wanted to touch base. Didn't want to talk about anything negative. It's hard talking about all the negative stuff. We see it every day. I see it every day in the stores. I see so many people who are just angry all the time. And I guess that's just normal, but you see it more when there's a lot more people in the stores like there has been over the last few days. But I gotta say, where you find a lot of angry people, you find a lot of happy people too. I think, a lot of employees are angry right now because they're working really hard, right? Give them a pat on the back, or maybe not do that. Maybe just go up and say thank you. Go up and say thank you. I thanked everybody I came into contact with. Just because they're here working, they're doing triple the work during the holidays because they're getting in more stuff. They're having to do more things. They're having to help more people because there's so many more people in the stores. Kroger, I gotta say, really wasn't so bad. And some of the different places that we went to on Black Friday, I was kind of surprised. Jessica was too. Ollie started getting packed when we left, but I was surprised that Ollie's wasn't as busy as I thought they would be. They had some really good deals, some of which may go on through Christmas. None of the doorbuster deals. And I have another thing too that I wanted to talk about. So we always get the Thanksgiving paper, right? Now, I don't know if it's the same in your city or state, but usually the Thanksgiving paper comes with, all the ads and all that stuff, and you pay a little bit more for it too. I almost didn't pay for it this year because the paper was this big, right? There's like nothing. Why? Because it's all online now. It's all online. Probably another reason why the stores weren't very busy. Some stores were. I heard the malls were really busy. But there's like nothing in the paper. Did any of you notice this out there? I thought it was pretty crazy. I was like, there's nothing in here. And I paid $5 for it. $5. I felt silly. Now, there was one thing in there that the whole reason why I paid that was because Jessica wanted the different turkey drawings. They have like things they do around Cincinnati, like they have different turkey drawings. Like they'll have like a turkey Cincinnati Reds guy and a turkey Bengals guy. And, everybody does like their own art to these different turkeys. And that's always in the Thanksgiving paper. Another thing I noticed too, they don't actually put a Sunday paper or a Thursday paper out anymore. It comes out on Wednesday, and then whatever's left gets sold on Thursday. They don't do a paper on Thursday anymore. So, because I was kind of curious, I went to a UDF, United Dairy Farmers, if you're in Cincinnati, you're familiar. And they said, oh, well, the papers that came today were yesterday's paper. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that they were mistaken and that this was the other paper. So I drove to Kroger to check there. And this is Thanksgiving morning because I wanted to get that paper for Jess. And it was the same thing. And they said the same. Yeah, they didn't get the papers. It's only coming out on Wednesdays now. So I was like, wow. And I couldn't believe it. But anyway, got the paper. Let me know if it's like that where you live now. Or did you have ads? We barely had any. Barely. It was all the expensive stores like Macy's and that kind of stuff. I didn't see anything for Ollie's or Walmart or any of these other places. Maybe that's because they don't need to anymore. Maybe they get so much business online and people shopping at the stores that they don't have to deal with it. I don't know, but I thought that was pretty crazy, pretty expensive, but, it had the turkey thing in it, so I guess they're banking on that, people buying the papers now, but I don't know, it's the first paper I've bought probably since last Thanksgiving, but last Thanksgiving was a lot bigger than this one. I was like, you know what, I may not do that again, but anyway, Jessica was even saying, like, why'd you even buy this? I said, because it's got the turkey drawings for you, and she was happy, but whatever. But yeah, we had a great Thanksgiving. Got to spend some time with family. We had the videos, and thank you for all the comments on mine and Jessica's Thanksgiving videos. We still love to do those. And again, yeah, we want to make sure we're doing some holiday videos, you know, to kind of cheer people up. And they're fun to do. They're fun to do. I may not be as good at them as doing the store videos, but you can see us walking around some of the different holiday places and stuff. And I don't know, you know, we love doing it. Jessica loves doing those kind of videos, so we will be adding a few of those into the holiday season. But anyway, guys, that is the coffee rant for the day. Yes, stock up on coffee, guys. Coffee's going up in price. I know we've been talking about it a lot, and now we're seeing it. Coffee is going up. Coffee did go up some at Big Lots today, too. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe down below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Make sure you give us a like, as it helps spread our video out all around the world. Yeah, those likes, those thumbs up, they're really important on YouTube these days. But yeah, had a great weekend. Hope all of you had a great weekend. And we're going to be in the stores all week trying to find the best prices. We're going to be going week to week here up until a couple weeks before Christmas, because I don't think we're going to see a lot of great sales other than some of the ones we saw. A lot of stuff is going back up in price very quickly. Hopefully they start coming back down a couple weeks before Christmas, but get ready, because when these hit again, you want to make sure that you're stocking up on some of these items, because who knows when we'll ever see some of these prices after Christmas and the New Year. We may never see some of these prices that we're seeing, especially on like canned goods, frozen goods, stuff like this. May want to stock up on these when they go back down. Hopefully they go back down in price. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.